that have happened recently have gotten me in a position of recognizing how I treated people who lied to me and in my past, and coming to a conclusion to treat that situation differently. Now, the story goes, there's a fire pit. I call it a fire pit. It's a wood pile, but I call it a fire pit in the fenced in portion of my yard. And many a times we've had fires out there, and I've always got some kind of path that I have beaten down into the ground in my yard for when I go outside at night and get my alone time. Easy for me to walk 3 or 4 hours out there. And so that wood pile hasn't been burnt in a long, long, long time. And if you watch my hockey channel, you'll know some of this. If you don't, I'll try to explain it. But over the course of certainly the last 7 years, so much has happened. 3 dogs passed away. A long-term relationship ended. And over the years, I would spend a lot of time walking around that fire pit, but it never burnt anything. I'd walk around and clear my head and get my head right, but there was a lot of both good and bad energy kind of just being shoved into that pile of wood, because I'm walking around it and around it and around it, but we just never really got around to having a fire. And so what's today? I don't know what day it is. I think it's one day. Saturday, Leigh and I went outside and we started having a fire. We started burning the stuff that was in the middle, the old stuff that has seeped up all the years and years of me going out there and being sad when my dogs died and being frustrated with relationship problems that involve being lied to, which is how we're connecting this. And so when I started burning this pile of wood, as is the case for any of us, we will just have random epiphanies, right? And something got in my eye right in the middle of this story. And so I started recognizing and realizing and the stuff that I had put up with. It was like as the fire was burning the wood, I was remembering, and no, I don't need to get into specifics, but what I was remembering was the feeling of having proof that somebody was lying, and without them knowing I had proof, without them knowing that I had proof, I asked them point blank the questions and they chose to lie. And I kept pressing. And so this went on for an hour at least, to the point where I was basically begging them, telling them, I know that this has happened. Tell me the truth. And you could not get this person to tell the truth. And then, of course, I showed them the proof. But the feeling that I had while I was doing that, while I was having this conversation, knowing that they're lying and knowing that they're, that they know they're lying and they're telling me, they're blaming me, they're making excuses that it's somehow my fault, I'm making things up in my head, etc., right? All the while I know that that's not true. And so it just started dawning on me while the fire was burning that I think that, well, I don't think, I know now that faced with the same situation, even with proof, I would just let them lie. I would just let them lie. And the reason why that is because I realized how much energy I expended on trying to get other people to treat me the way I treat them. Like the amount of energy expenditure on having discussions about what should be pretty basic, don't do this, don't do that. It's not okay to lie, these types of things. Like the energy invested made me realize that it's a waste of time. And especially the energy invested in getting proof and then wondering, when do I display the proof? When do I show it? And I came to the realization that, it doesn't matter. Like if they need the proof, like any of us, that when we're lying, we know we're lying, right? Nobody doesn't know that they're lying, right? So to me, it just hit me. I was like, I wouldn't have treated it the same way. It was like all this stuff is burning, and I'm just realizing the mistakes that I made and the things that I would have done differently. And providing the proof and trying to get accountability, it just made things worse. It just made things worse. It almost, well, not almost, I guess, or at least now my opinion would be, just let them sit in it, right? If you know what I mean, like if I was presented with that same situation again, I would ask the questions. Hey, did this happen? Are you sure? Are you sure? You're positive? It's okay. Just tell me, right? Like I would do that, but at the point where they would decide to start, knowingly lie to me, delete messages, say that it was my imagination, like start to be like, what do why are you doing it, right? The moment they would start to be like that, I would just, oh no, it's okay. I believe, I get it. Like I would just act as if it was true. And let that person sit with that. And because I don't want that energy. And that's the whole point. This, as I was burning that energy, I was realizing that, man, I want to make sure I don't recreate anything like that. It just, everything, I just started remembering the shit that I put up with, as most of you that are here know, because I wanted, I didn't want to disrupt the dog's end of life. But then I looked at the broader picture, and like I said, I don't think that I would say anything. I don't think that, like, the way I look at it now is different. Like if there's proof to be had, like if somebody was to lie to me and they knew that there would be a way that I could possibly have proof and they would still lie, that says enough to me. Like what? Oh, here's my proof that you lied, and now they're sorry, because that's what happened, in my previous relationship. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you're never going to trust me. The whole crying and all of that, and now it switches the whole thing to where I'm trying to make her feel better about the fact that she got caught lying. You know what I mean? And it just really, really made me recognize how much energy I gave away to that. When if somebody's going to do that, that's on them. Like there's no amount, like people know right from wrong. You know what I mean? People know right from wrong. Nobody needs a speech at the beginning of the relationship to be like, so now look, lying is bad. Like we know lying is bad. So like I just had to start kind of not laughing at myself, but just like, oh, what was I doing? I was taking on all that information on myself as though there was something that I could do. No, if somebody's going to lie, they're going to lie.